The world can be a pretty hectic place, and there are very few times in life that you are so crunched for time and so spread out with your attention than when you're in school. Middle school, high school, college, trade school. I myself started grad school last year, and I found a way to not only work, be a full-time student, and a good one at that, and still following my dream of studying Japanese. I've been doing this channel for about 4 years, and I gotta say, probably the #1 killer of Japanese fluency dreams are school right next to having a child young. Now, I can't help you with having a child young, but I can tell you as someone that is also a student and is working hard to be able to figure out how to do all of that, I found a way that works for me. I don't know if it'll work for you, but maybe it will. Stay tuned, I'll tell you all about it. This week's video is brought to you by our lovely Patreons, Jenny Chapman, Cameron Sun, Erica, Sebastian Moreno, Daniel Stout, Henry Roaming, Zachary Caceres, Hannah Dare, Gina Zimmerman, and Donovan A. Santaniello. Look, I don't pronounce English right. I'm sure I mispronounce plenty of Japanese. If you expect me to know Italian. Either way, thank you all so much for supporting this channel. I could not do this without you. Now, in order for me to tell you guys how I'm able to fit all of this stuff into a 24-hour day, not that it's more like a 10-hour day, I have to first talk to you guys about immersion. Now, I'm not making a video on immersion. This is not about immersion. It's not why you do it or how you do it or it's the best way to, it's none of that. But we have to look at why the people that probably make the biggest language gains ever are immersed. Now, immersion is really just having your life be surrounded in Japanese. And that's actually why immersion schools are a multi-million-dollar industry in Japan nowadays, is because kids want to go there, not to just sit at a desk for 10 hours and study, but to learn a structured environment and then leave, and then exist in a world where Japanese is all around you. You go to the grocery store, all of the products are in Japanese. You go to the CD store, all the CDs are in Japanese. But it's not only in Japan. There is a new in the last few years, online movement of immersing yourself at home, much like wrapping yourself in a Japanese blanket. Now that's a bit harder because if you want to have your daily life be in Japanese, you're kind of, you know, encased in a bubble, because I highly doubt your friends, your family, your therapist, your professors, your bosses speak Japanese. If you're doing foreign immersion, I doubt that's the case. So it definitely has a little bit of a bubble effect, but either way, even those people get incredible language gains over the period of their bubble boyness. So how does this blanket, how does this wrapping of your life in Japanese correspond to what I was talking about in the beginning, having a work-life balance that also includes Japanese? It was a long and convoluted way for me to try and show you, probably in a really horribly explained way, that the people who get used to the language the fastest are those who live it, be it within the blanket or in Japan. Now, we all can't blanket ourselves. Some of us have bills to pay and can't live in our parents' basements. So what are those people to do? We treat the language like the Force. It surrounds us. It penetrates us. Studying Japanese for us has to become in the same way that cleaning and cooking it. Well, those are bad examples because nobody likes cleaning and cooking. But it has to be a part of our lives, not something that we separate ourselves from in order to do it. I have no problem with setting time aside to study, but I'm sure you guys will encounter this too. Sometimes there's just not enough time in the day to separate time to study from things that you have to exist and work in. I'll give you a little example of what I had to do. I am a perpetual procrastinator. It is really bad. If there's any way for me to avoid work, I try and do that. And I have to be honest with myself so I can grow from there, so I can leave and hopefully achieve goals that take real work and dedication and willpower. So if you guys are like me, one of the best things that you can do is structure your day with a plan, a schedule. And by using this schedule, it was my hope to not just fill every waking hour of free time with Japanese study, although that's what I did my first few years of Japanese, and boy, does that get you depressed quick. It is to incorporate it throughout my day as I am doing the things that I need to do. Do I need to cook breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or meal prep or something? Use Japanese recipes.
motivación para mi gente.
Do you have to go to the gym? Make sure you're using only Japanese programs. Are you running on the treadmill in a public place? Watch hentai. Hey, do I have to do research for a paper? Is it possible for me to use the Japanese Wikipedia articles? Actually, I'm writing the script for this video right now with Japanese TV on in the background. Don't believe me? Well, it is true. I am typing this out, and currently, I'm watching, I don't know what this is, some daytime television that I gotta take off now, so that way I don't get copyright struck by NHK. Are you in a class right now and you have to take notes? Well, do you have to take notes in English or can you take notes in Japanese? Because it also forces you when you go back to use those notes to study for tests or exams or whatever you have to do to study those notes, it reforces you to use Japanese. Now, all of this is a creative process. It is not one size fit all. Your level might not be high enough to write notes or to, I don't know, watch hentai at the gym. But you're gonna have to get as creative as I had to get in order to not set separate time aside, but to fill in the time that you're already doing stuff. Because it's very easy to burn out when you're going from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. with no off time, no breaks, no time to call your mom, no time to hang out with friends. It's easy to burn out. And I've been Mr. Burnout, so now I'm trying to give you guys safe practices to not kill yourself learning this language. In fact, I'll show you an example of what people typically do. This is an example of what I did when I was scheduling. I put out everything that I have to do when I have to eat, going to the gym, going to class, and you can see that there are very clear open periods in there. And I think normally what I do is those are my times to kind of sit back and soak, to watch a little bit of TV, watch some YouTube, get back to you guys on comments. Doing things that are not mentally or physically intensive to rest. A lot of people will then do this because they see open space and they go, oh, I could fit in studying then. And then what happens is you have no time to rest, no breaks, and you are going hard from morning till late at night, essentially 7 days a week. It's not super healthy. So instead of doing that, you can keep this schedule, but see how during all of those events that you are doing something, is there any way you can incorporate Japanese? And then on top of this, if you do have free time and you feel like you have a lot of free time that you're wasting, it's not rest, but you're just kind of derping on YouTube holes forever, watching chiropractic compilations, then you could throw Japanese into those free spaces. But I'm telling you, free spaces are important. Just like you guys do need sleep, you need times to shut off your brain because you need to heal your brain. You cannot be going 24/7. You need to see your therapist. You need to go to the movies with your friends. You need to exist. It's healthy for humans. We're social creatures. You can't blanket yourself forever. You might be able to get away with it for a few months, but at a certain point, it's either burn out or die, and I would rather you guys not do either. I would rather you make this a lifestyle choice. Studying Japanese is a lifestyle choice. I think really sums up this channel well. I hope this video helped you guys. If it did, there's a couple ways that you could help me. If you guys, enjoyed this video, you can drop a like down below. It helps the YouTube algorithm share me. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or compliments, because I don't speak English good, and I don't say things right. Maybe I messed up in this video. If there's something you're confused about, leave a comment down below. I do read all of them, and if it's a genuine inquiry, of course, I will respond. Another good way that you guys can support me, we just sold out of our winter selection from Zimmerman Rod Company. It's a Japanese traditional rod company that I started with my dad, and we import the same style of rods that Japanese people have been using for 10,000 years to fish with. So you can check out that website. We just got our spring stock in, and we should be fully loaded for orders if you guys would like to support me monetarily. Another great option is Patreon. If you guys donate $10 or more, you obviously will get your name shouted out in my videos. Otherwise, you will also get hand-signed postcards. There's a manga club where I'll send you manga books every single month. There's a wide variety of stuff on there, and I'm grateful from the $1 to the $200, which I've had people do, which shocks me incessantly. Also, thank you guys so much for 12,400 subs. I'm super duper blessed that there's that many of you guys that care about what I do. I hope this video helped you guys. Love hard, love deep, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.